Okay, today is section 1.5. These are the colors that we'll be using. So we're going to talk about angle pairs, contrary to what my mom would like to do. She wanted to be the one to teach you this, but she was a little too late on the get up and go for this. So you get me instead. I know, it's depressing, but it's okay. We'll live through it. All right, so first we got some definitions. They've got one about complementary angles, if and only if their sum's measure is 90. And then they've got one about supplementary angles, if and only if their sum's measure is 180. And then they talk about linear pairs. Two angles form a linear pair if and only if they are adjacent angles whose non-common sides are opposite rays. Since they talk about opposite rays, it's why I'm pretty sure they're not going to use straight angles in this book. Opposite rays look like this. Odd, huh? So if this is A, B, and C, they're talking about a linear pair shares that line. So we'll call this C, which makes angle ABC. Oh, that was a D. It's a D now. A linear pair with angle CBD. So that's what a linear pair is. And then they have the linear pair postulate, which is really important, telling you that they must be supplementary angles. Oh, upside down, upside down. How rude. Then they have all of these examples and let's be all inventive and show you things and talk about things, do distributive properties and such. We're going to skip all that until we talk about the lesson itself, but we do want to talk about something called vertical angles. And this is an example of vertical angles up here. Vertical angles always share a vertex and they share the lines. So this particular angle right here is vertical with that particular angle right there, which means that they are congruent because vertical angles are always congruent. You know how I know? It's that theorem right there. It's one of the ones you use the most. So in this case, we have two pairs of vertical angles, and you'll always get two pairs of vertical angles. We have angle 4 is congruent to angle 2. Oopsie, that is not supposed to be there. And we have angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. Those two are congruent as well because they're opposite. We also start calling them, instead of vertical angles, we'll call them opposite angles. They mean the exact same thing, vertical and opposite angles. It really depends on what kind of book you have. That is pretty much it for this section. See, short and sweet and to the point. Make sure you get this stuff written down after we go through the lesson.